Good morning. This is TMI Socials, where we talk everything trendy and all of the stories that you have been reacting to on social media. Welcome on board. I am Anuoluwapo Stevens. Or better still call me your social media butterfly. Now, during the course of the tale of the day yesterday, we saw a trendy video from the CEO of Airpeace as he has come out to say that Airpeace has grounded all its flights across Nigeria, citing safety concerns concerned with the ongoing strike by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, that's NiMET. So the strike actually began on Tuesday, and it has disrupted essential weather updates critical to flight operations. Now, in a statement issued on Wednesday in Lagos, the airline's head of corporate communications, Ejike Ndiulo, explained that the decision to suspend operations is due to the unavailability of CNH, also known as current Nowcast for Hazardous Weather report. Now let's move over and have a feel of how it was like during the course of yesterday.
Has NiMET called off this strike?
No, I haven't gotten that update.
If NiMET has not called off the strike, cancel and suspend every Airpeace flight now with immediate effect. People's lives and the safety of our equipment, safety of our crew, safety of people's lives, first and foremost. If any other airline, I don't want to hear, the vice chairman just called me now and said that he heard that we are trying to cancel flights, that other airlines are flying. I don't care about that. I just don't care about that. Suspend every Airpeace flight nationwide this moment. We should stop flying. We look at thunderstorm everywhere. Look at the kind of weather we are going into. And NiMET that is supposed to be providing this thing is on strike, and we are flying. Suspend every Airpeace flight with immediate effect. Until further notice, until that strike is over, suspend it. Safety first. Safety first. In Airpeace, I don't want to hear any incident or whatever. Please, if people want to collect their money, let them collect their money. If people if they want their refund to go and fly elsewhere, let them collect. But I don't want to have blood in my hands, please. Suspend every Airpeace flight with immediate effect. Thank you.
I have already informed them.
Yeah.
Well, speaking to one of the NiMET officials yesterday, she said the major reason for the strike, which actually started on Tuesday, is because of poor remuneration and a lack of welfare for staff. And nobody knows how long the strike would hold. But moving away from that to tweets, let's see what social media users have been saying and reacting to at this point concerning this trending saga. Now, this user says, this man just proved to the whole world that Igbo men are not greedy. Okay, I don't know about that one though, but anyway, moving over to another. Well, Gloria says, so other airlines flew in this current weather without NiMET guiding them. That is the craziest thing I have ever heard. Chineke. And then moving over to another tweet from this user. Safety first though. NiMET is a very critical stakeholder in the aviation industry. Now finally on this news, this user Sparkle says, NiMET that are responsible for giving weather reports are on strike. It's only common sense to suspend flights. Some people are saying people will miss their important engagements and meetings. Because is it not someone that is alive that will be in these places? My respect for this man just went up to 100%. Well, away from that to the biggest story on socials at the moment, where we saw yesterday that the Delta State Governor, Sheriff Oborevwori, the immediate past Governor, Ifeanyi Okowa, and all members of the People's Democratic Party in Delta State have defected to the All Progressive Congress, APC. Well, the announcement was made yesterday in Asaba, the Delta State capital, by Senator James Manager, shortly after a meeting that lasted over 6 hours at Government House in Asaba. Manager stated, and I quote, all PDP members in the state, including the governor, former Governor Okowa, the speaker, the state party chairman, and all local government chairmen and others have agreed to move to the APC. We cannot continue to be in a sinking boat, he added. Now, there was a viral video yesterday of members of the PDP in Delta State chanting the regular international anthem, on your mandate, we shall stand. Take a listen. Well, it seems to me like Delta State has been batified. Now, yesterday, the Commissioner of Information came out to address the public and gave reasons why the governor in Delta State defected to the APC. Take a listen.
Ensure that development in Delta, because every politics is local, is not truncated. And in taking that decision, we came to the inevitable conclusion that moving out of the PDP is very, very necessary for us to be able to collaborate with our kith and kin and build that state that every Delta will be proud of. We believe that what is happening and the state of the PDP is akin to that palm wine whose tastes have changed, and there was a need for us to change the drinking pattern. And that is why this decision has been taken unanimously by leaders and stakeholders of the party, and by the grace of God, on Monday next week, we will be able to make a very big statement as to the fact that we are moving into the APC. But I have here with me, perhaps also when you ask questions, you'll be able to throw more light as to the reason why.
Now, after the meeting yesterday in Asaba, when the governor was actually stepping out, journalists wanted to speak to him. And then the next thing he said is, I'm going to address you guys on Monday. So we're looking forward to that address on Monday in Delta State. Moving over to tweets. That's what social media users have been saying on this trending issue. Well, Sheikh Hussaini says, running mates ran away. Talking about Okowa right there. Another user says, the Okowa that Atiku dumped Obi and Wike for is now in the APC. Politics is a crazy man. Well, still in this situation, this user, Renu, says, Okowa defected to APC, the vice presidential candidate of the PDP in the 2023 elections. Laughing out loud. Now, other users on Instagram says, if President Bola Tinubu isn't doing something right, these governors won't be defecting. I know there is light at the end of the tunnel. Now, the big question is, should Tinubu even trust those governors at the end of the day? Anyway, away from that to Niger State, where the Niger State governor, Umar Mohamed Bago, has made a U-turn on his earlier directive ordering the arrest of individuals with dreadlocks following a public backlash that trailed his comment. Well, News had it on Tuesday reported that the governor instructed security agencies to arrest anyone wearing dreadlocks across the state, linking the hairstyle to rising insecurity and cultivate activities in the state capital, Mina. Let's take a listen to.
Yesterday, we read a riot act on hooliganism, and people misconstrued our words for people who have dreadlocks. We don't have problem with dreadlocks. But we have problem with the cult here with dreadlocks. So if you have dreadlocks and you have business, please come to Niger State. All that is a media propaganda. We are not driving dreadlocks from Niger State. We are only driving that cult that is becoming a menace in Niger State. Thank you, and God bless. So zero tolerance to rascality in Mina. Anybody that you find with barber or dreadlock, arrest him, barb his hair, and fine him. Nobody should carry any kind of hair cut again inside Mina. I have given you marching order. The security.
Now, Mr. Bago, which word are we going to take, really? Netizens are asking. But anyway, if you have dreadlocks, you're now free to go to Niger State. How good is that? Moving over to tweets, let's see what social media users have been reacting to on the story. Well, this user says, I still maintain that Nigeria has a leadership recruitment problem. Shoes on Instagram has that to say. Another user says, so if I don't have business and I have dread in your state, you will still cut it off So what are you saying, sir? Biggie Batty is laughing out loud. Now this user says, imagine leaving other insecurities to face dreadlock. A funny country. Well, indeed. Now moving away from that to Aba, where in a video that has now gone viral, Aba residents were seen in high spirits as they celebrate the reconstruction of Port Harcourt Road, a project undertaken by Governor Alex Oti. Let's have a feel.
Oti. Today, for how many years? Street light. Street light. Street light in Port Harcourt Road. People are very, very excited. Enjoyment. 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 Enjoyment.
Enjoyment on top street lights. Moving over to tweets. I won't say much on this one, but let's see what this user said on this story. This one says, what is supposed to be a basic thing is now luxury. I feel for Nigerians. Tell me about it. Another user responding wrote, I hope they are still thanking that lady that didn't rig their election. Absolutely. Now finally, on TMI socials today, viral pictures of the former presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has he joined a host of mourners, world leaders, and clergy at the St. Peter's Basilica in Vatican City to honor the late Pope Francis, who passed away on Monday, April 21st. Now, the line and stay ceremony held on Wednesday marked the beginning of official rites leading to the funeral set for this Saturday. Now, in a statement shared via his X handle, Obi described the occasion as a moment of profound reflection. He praised Pope Francis for his life of humility, compassion, and steadfast service to the poor and marginalized, noting that Pope's enduring legacy as a beacon of hope and moral leadership in a troubled world. Well, it's a good thing we have Nigeria represented right there, as the burial ceremony of late Pope Francis will be happening on Saturday this week. Now let's have just one tweet from Danielle on X, and this user says, Peter Obi traveling to Rome is to accomplish what exactly? He should have simply sent his condolences via a post online. He has no business being there, even if he could afford the cost. The problem is, those cheering will have a different opinion. If Atiku, Tinubu, Kwankwaso, or an opposition did this, right? Tell me about it, priorities. But anyway, we wrap up. On that note this morning, thank you so much for being a part of the show. I am Anwoluwapo Stevens. Better still call me a social media butterfly. And from all of us, and this morning on ITV, Lagos, Abuja, and right here in Edo State, to have yourself a fantastic day ahead.